Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yeah. Assalamu.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Samira, and if you haven't watched my other videos for the labour story, please watch that first, because this is part 3. This is where it becomes a bit more emotional. Like, that wasn't emotional enough, but this is where it becomes a bit more sad. So after I've given birth and they took me to the bed, what had happened was my partner went home, hasn't slept for like 2 days. So Zaid, I didn't get to see Zaid the day I gave birth, so I didn't get to see him on the 13th at all. So the 14th comes by, the woman's like, do you want to go see your son? Of course I want to go see my son. However, I'm like, how far is it? Because in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm always going to get to see Zaid, like inshallah nothing happens to him, but I'm really scared, and I had no one there with me. So in my head I'm like, I don't really want to go and like faint halfway there or something happens to me there. I was like, I'll just wait till my partner comes. She was like, oh, okay, there's nothing for you to be scared about, but you know, if you want to go, you can go. I'm like, okay, I heard you, but I'm gonna wait. So I just waited till Mohammed came and we went together, and he was just like so tiny and like he looked nothing like me. Now I thought something was wrong with me, because you know how people like look at their babies and then feel automatically attached. Yeah, I didn't feel attached. I just looked at him like, oh, like in my head I'm like, Samir, you just had this baby, but I don't feel anything for it. I was just looking at it like, okay, interesting. I was like, all these people have been telling me like, as soon as you give birth and stuff, you're gonna feel some sort of emotion. I'm like, didn't feel anything. Like, honestly, in the back of my mind, it's processed like it's my baby, I've given birth to it, it's my child, but at the same time I felt nothing. And I was like, you know what, maybe it'll take time, it's just fine, maybe it's normal. I didn't tell anyone. I was like, maybe it's normal, whatever. And then for the past couple of, like for the next couple of days, I did the same thing. I went back and forth between the neonatal care and that place, and we weren't even let go for a week. And then even after the week, I didn't feel anything, so I went home. Didn't breastfeed, because while he was in neonatal care, no one told me that I had to pump my breasts so he can get some milk, but instead they just came and asked me if I wanted Cowgate or Aptamil. Obviously, not knowing anything about the process, I was just like, can you give him Aptamil? And that was it, really. So when I came home, my mom came over, we tried breastfeeding. Even when I was in the hospital, my sister-in-law was there with me. She came and she told me I had to breastfeed, so we did try, and nothing. He did not latch on. I did not have the pay. It's like, when he's not latching on at all, like at all, and then I would get frustrated, he's getting frustrated, he's just crying, and he wanted the milk, so I would just give him his bottled milk. Anywho, fast forward a whole week, mom came over, we tried, nothing, so I ended up not breastfeeding at all. So anyway, fast forward a month or so, my mother, we would go all the time to my mother-in-law's house, and then every time we go, like, keep in mind, for this whole month, I don't, like, I obviously love my child, but there isn't emotional there, like there's something missing, and then it's just like, oh my gosh, like something's wrong with me. Now I did suspect that I had the postpartum depression, because I didn't feel like doing anything. Like getting up and having a breakfast and stuff was a chore to me. Talking about my emotions that I talk about all the time and I express it all the time felt like a chore to me, and I was just like, I don't feel like cooking, I don't feel like cleaning, I don't feel like, the only thing I'm gonna do is get up, change his nappy and feed him, like anything. And honestly, I just can't deal with it. Even like, I just kept arguing about nothing with my partner, and it was just like, my emotions were so high, like I would cry about nothing. I just didn't understand. I kept getting frustrated. I didn't get it. I was like, something's wrong with me. And every time I went to my mother-in-law's house, there was aunties always visiting and stuff, and then they feel like the need to tell you why you're not breastfeeding. You should be breastfeeding. Do you know the amount of vitamins and amount of things that you're preventing your child from getting by not breastfeeding? And they would just have a go at me, and they would just keep telling me, and I'm just there sitting there like, I understand. And even though I just gave birth, I haven't recovered, they're already asking me, okay, then when's the next child coming? And I just kept like all my emotions inside, and I normally express this, but I didn't. And I couldn't really tell my husband like I didn't feel anything for our child, because he's so happy and like attached. When I say attached, like attached. He would not let go of this child. And I felt sad, because I'm just like, shouldn't I be feeling the same way as him? And I just kept comparing our emotions in my head, like my partner loves my child more than I do, like I'm the mother, I got cut open and I still don't feel anything for him. It was just like so depressing. And I think I told one of the aunties, and she looked at me like there's no such thing as depression, like there's no such thing as postpartum depression, like that's what these people in the UK would tell you, like that's not normal, that doesn't exist basically. And it ticked me off, because I'm just here like I told my mom was like, okay then, you know, talk to your midwife. My mom obviously knew that it existed, having 8 kids in Europe obviously, and she was like, talk to, you know, your midwife, talk to your health visitor about it and stuff like that. But before I told my mother, I just told my auntie that lived here, and she just automatically like completely like dismissed the whole depression case. And I was just like, so horrible, because obviously I didn't tell anyone. And when I did tell my best friend, she had advice for me, but she didn't know what to say, simply because she didn't have a kid. So it's really hard for her to come from a side that she didn't have experience on. Obviously I did appreciate her advice and stuff, but it's just difficult to apply it to my own situation, simply because it does not apply. Anywho, it was super hard, because imagine like you just gave birth, you don't have anyone, you don't film. So anyway, 4 months later I finally started up, like I'm not even kidding, even my relationship with Zaid, it wouldn't really affect Zaid, simply because he's not old enough, if that makes sense. He's only 4 months. Like obviously his mom's still gonna hug him, take care of him, that's what I was doing. But it was just like the whole emotional attachment. I'll just hug him and be like, oh my god, he's so cute, this is my child. But that's what I would do with any other kid. Like every other child I've ever met is always cute, so I'm like, oh my god, they're so cute, oh my god, they look so good. That's what I would do with my own child. And then 4 months later I started to, and the thing is, it wasn't even just my relationship with Zaid, even my relationship with my husband was like really bad, because I wouldn't talk about anything and he wouldn't understand me. And he's like, you're not feeling yourself today, why are you emotional, talk to me about it. And I don't like talking about stuff when I'm not ready to talk about it. So it's just like arguments over arguments, and it's just like so bad, even though we did put a good front to other people. But alhamdulillah, 4 months later, when Zaid was 4, I started to like open up and slowly tried to I watched a lot of people on YouTube that talked about that, and it's just like started to, you know, even though you don't feel like getting up, always do get up, always talk to people, always try putting your point across, if that makes sense. If people don't appreciate what you're saying, especially when you're coming from an emotional place, it's time to cut them people off. Like, I'm not even joking. The amount of people that are really judgmental in your life, you don't need it. Like, you honestly don't need emotional judgmental people in your life. I mean, if they're giving you a good advice, that's absolutely fine. But if they're coming from a totally negative point of view, like, oh my gosh, she's your child, why don't you feel anything, you're so weird, like da da da, you don't need them. Honestly, I feel so happy about all like I didn't tell a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people that watch this are going to be surprised. But the people I did tell all gave me good advice, alhamdulillah. Some of them did not apply, but alhamdulillah. Husband was quite supportive. He didn't understand it at first. He was just like, what do I say to you, like, it's gonna get better. Like, he was like, sort of, I don't know what to say, sort of like, I can't believe, like, he was like, because obviously we knew about the postpartum depression, we did research on it before I gave birth, but it's like a C-section, you don't really expect it. He was like, yeah, but it wouldn't happen to me, like all that ignorance in my head. But alhamdulillah, now it's over, I feel a lot better. But Somali people, aunties, uncles are not supportive in that. I wouldn't generalize, but the people that I've met, I need to do like a whole video about what's wrong with Somali people, but that's a whole other video. Thank you for watching. I'm feeling better, alhamdulillah, for those of you guys are wondering. please like and subscribe, share, and yeah, thank you.